I used to think working the night shift at a toll road rest area gas station was easy money. No bosses breathing down your neck, no crowds, just you, a coffee machine, a couple of fuel pumps, and the occasional truck rolling through at ungodly hours. I worked alone from 10 p.m. until sunrise, watching the highway lights blur past like distant ghosts. That was my job. And that job is the reason I will never, ever stop at that rest area again. The gas station sat in the middle of nowhere. On one side, endless trees swallowed by darkness. On the other, the toll road stretching on forever, lit by tall lamps that buzzed softly in the wind. At night, the place felt cut off from the world, like if something went wrong, no one would hear you scream. That night started bad. It was drizzling. Not enough rain to flood anything, just enough to soak the concrete and make everything reflect light in a warped, oily way. The wind was strong, slamming into the metal roof above the pumps, making it groan and pop like it was under stress. Inside the mini-market, the air smelled like old coffee, cigarette smoke trapped in fabric, and faint ozone from the electrical panels. The fluorescent lights hummed constantly, a low vibration that never stopped. After hours of listening to it, it started to feel like the building was alive, breathing, watching. Truck engines roared past every once in a while, shaking the glass windows. When they disappeared, the silence felt heavier than the noise. I remember checking the clock. 12:06 a.m. That was when I first saw it. I was sitting behind the cashier desk, half watching the CCTV monitors mounted on the wall. 8 cameras, pumps, parking area, mini-market interior, storage room. One screen caught my eye. The camera pointed at the farthest fuel pump, the one nobody used unless the place was packed. There was a figure standing there. Just standing. Tall, thin, completely still. I frowned and leaned closer to the screen. The rain streaked across the camera lens, but the shape was clear, human-shaped, darker than the night around it. I looked up immediately. Through the glass doors, I could see the pump clearly. It was empty. No cars, no people. Just rain blowing sideways and the pump lights flickering faintly. My stomach tightened. I told myself it was a camera glitch. Reflections, rain, my brain filling in gaps because I was tired. Then the figure moved. On the CCTV, it wasn't at the far pump anymore. It was closer, near the entrance of the mini-market. I felt a cold crawl up my spine. I checked another monitor. Same thing. The figure was there, closer than before. Still no movement, no walking animation, just relocated. I stood up slowly and pressed my face closer to the glass doors. Nothing. Outside was completely empty. Rain splattered against the pavement. Wind howled between the pumps. A plastic banner flapped violently, snapping like something was trying to tear it down. When I looked back at the screen, the figure was taller. Its shadow stretched unnaturally long, darker than the shadows cast by the lights. Its head almost touched the top of the frame now. My mouth went dry. The humming of the lights grew louder, or maybe I was just noticing it more. My heart beat so hard I could feel it in my throat. I checked the time again. 12:41 a.m. Then everything went wrong. All the CCTV screens froze at once. Every single one. Except one. The camera showing the inside of the mini-market, behind the cashier desk. I stared at it. On the screen was me, standing behind the counter, facing forward, not moving. My blood turned to ice, because I wasn't behind the counter. I was in the back hallway, walking toward the restroom, my phone in my hand. I looked down at myself. I was wearing the same uniform, same posture, same slight slouch. But the version on the screen wasn't breathing. Its eyes were open too wide, and it was smiling. At that exact moment, the lights outside the gas station began flickering violently. The entire forecourt pulsed between light and darkness. I heard a deep, heavy thud come from above, like footsteps, on the roof. Slow, deliberate, circling. The metal groaned under each step. My hands started shaking uncontrollably. I locked myself inside the back restroom, turned off the lights, and slid down against the wall. The smell in there was overwhelming. Bleach, rust, damp concrete. I pulled out my phone and hit record. I didn't even think. I just needed proof.
Oh, okay. It's 12:47. I'm hiding in the back bathroom. The cameras, they're wrong. They're showing me at the counter, but I'm not there. I can hear footsteps on the roof, heavy ones, like something walking in circles. The lights keep flickering, and I swear something is outside the door. If anyone finds this, please don't say I made this up. I'm not alone here. I'm not alone.
Right after I stopped recording, everything went silent. No wind, no rain, no footsteps. The lights stopped flickering. At exactly 1 a.m., the power stabilized. I slowly opened the restroom door. The mini-market was empty. The CCTV screens were back to normal. No figure, no frozen footage, no recording of me behind the counter. When morning came, I told my supervisor everything. He checked the system logs. No issues, he said. CCTV was working fine all night. I quit that same day. No notice, no second thoughts. I don't stop at that rest area anymore. And whenever I drive past it at night, I don't look at the pumps. Because I know something is still standing there, waiting for the cameras to turn back on.